Hi guys, welcome to another lecture in the series of the works of Hughes. This one, as the title says, is about the tender place, the first one. We're going to be exploring the tender place through a series of different lectures. Before I get into reading the tender place, I just want to say that this poem is one in a series of ones written by Hughes, addressing his wife Sylvia Plath, who committed suicide in 1963. Uh, After the first suicide attempt, and before she met Hughes, because at that time there was this thing where uh, I mean, there's still a lot of problematic practices when we talk about mental health, or at least I feel like that. But at that time, one problematic practice was that somebody who's suffering through something, like say Plath attempting suicide, um, people assumed that giving them electric therapy, which is electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, for depression would help them. So she was given that therapy, and she has written a whole extensive novel called The Bell Jar, based on her experience with that therapy. I mean, she's used the bell jar as a metaphor. So, in this particular poem, The Tender Place, uh, Hughes contemplates the mechanics and symbolism of what seemed so brutal and elemental as a treatment, right? Because at the end of the day, even if Hughes could not fully respect her in a lot of ways, um, Hughes did, at the end of the day, anybody would, of course, understand that putting a metal cap on anybody's head to give them electric shocks is not something that's okay. And so in this poem, he focuses on the fragility and beauty of her body, and then uh, makes us this image uh, of the effect of electric shocks, uh, and how they may have affected her. He then suggests that there's a link between the treatment and the kind of poet she became, her voice, which was so scarred, and also how it affected her words in a lot of ways. Uh, Regardless of the said benefits of this ECT, or uh, electroconvolutive therapy, convolusive therapy, the thing is that uh, the image of itself and the treatment is so disturbing, because just not to like disturb anybody here, but imagine somebody's hands, legs, everything tied to a metal chair, and then a metal cap put on their head, and they're being given shocks. That's what this therapy was. Hughes explores in this poem, of course, which we will read, that he has empathy for her. Now, writing a poem about the fact that he has empathy for her is another thing to deliberate upon. Because, sure, you have empathy for somebody, but you would write a poem about it, or you would talk to them about it. So I feel like it was the empathy then on certain levels can also be interpreted in one context as cerebral, rather than having any actual empathy for her. Beyond that, perhaps most disturbingly to his own domestic use of so then of course he's in a way, he's also explored. One will read the poem, you guys will get it, but his own experience with using electricity in terms of the domestic tasks that we tend to accomplish. Uh, Plath's powerful poetic language, of course, he has attributed to the shocks that she was given, and how it somehow sacrificed her identity and even her soul on certain levels. Producing an X-ray voice of sorts that disembodied the words that she wrote. So in a lot of ways, in this poem, you'll read that he's very critical of the way Plath wrote, and talking about it from the impact that the electric shocks that she was given, they kind of translated into what she was writing and how she was writing. Of course, the name is The Tender Place because through that metal cap, really disturbing, I know, but the shocks that are given are at this point of a person's head, primarily. So that's why he's called it the tender place, and in that entire poem, of course, he's deeply hurt by the process, and he's just trying to make sense of things like, okay, but this happened to you, but this perhaps led to this, or this happened to you, but this perhaps led to this. This happened to you, but this perhaps led to this. Because there's nothing also that he can do to change what has happened to her. Because what has happened to her. Through the poem, of course, he's talking about the horror and needless destruction that such therapy caused, and again, as I said, he's referring to Plath's temples as the tender place. The word tender also kind of reveals his awareness of Plath's fragile and delicate being, because here is where we say the head is, the brain is, whatever, right? And Plath was always said to be somebody who was, despite whatever she went through, and even after her suicide attempts, people say that she was still a very naive person. She was always wild in her energy. So that's why he's aware of that, and so he's calling this place, which is her head or her brain or whatever, or where she thinks from, he's calling it the tender place. In the next series of this lecture, I will read the poem first, and then we'll get into the details of this work. Please don't forget to do the task I will give with regards to this lecture, and yeah, don't forget to press the thumbs up icon as well as the bell icon so that you can stay updated on whenever new content drops, and I hope that this work of Hughes we're able to explore in detail, and you guys are able to understand that why is Hughes Hughes.